Hello and welcome. This is Dyson Sphere Program. This is the second time I've started because I already messed it up the first time, so... I was saying that Factorio is one of my favorite games because I like all the logistical puzzles and trying to get it to be as efficient as I can, and this is basically like Factorio in space. And you can like build a base on your planet, and then you can explore to new planets and have a whole factory empire in multiple planets and even multiple stars. You can see here on the menu screen they're in the process of building a Dyson sphere around the star. So it's really cool. It has this vast awe property to it that just like really is very satisfying. So I'm going to start a new map. Technically, I have already played this game a little bit, but, well, more than a little bit. I've played it for like 10 hours or 12 hours, and it was super fun, but I just jumped in head first and kind of got in over my head, and like my factory became very unorganized and crazy. So let me just show you what my first factory looks like. I mean, yeah. It looks pretty awesome, I have to say. But like, see all these belts and how they're just tangling all around, and this stuff's going over there, and then it's looping around, and then it's coming back here. It's just a little bit chaotic, and I'm not even sure where to go from here because the stuff I need to do next is just clutters with everything I already have. So I don't exactly know what I'm going to do differently. I just want to make it a lot more... I want to go slower and like make it more organized. So I'm going to do that now. So new game. Oh, okay. See, I already forgot that how the start begins. Okay, so this is crazy. Like, look how many stars there are. Does it even say? I mean, this is like at least 40 something stars, 50 maybe, probably over 50, 60 maybe. I don't understand what metadata is. It's some kind of like way to skip ahead in your second, third, fourth playthrough. So I have some metadata cubes here, which I didn't have before, I don't think. Oh, there we go. Number of stars, 64. It's fine. Cool. Yeah, let's go. Also, it's like a shrunk-down version of space.
Welcome to the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
Different from our homeland. See, I don't know where our homeland is. Wait, he said actual universe? I bet you he's from his homeworld is probably like a simulation or something. Because now he's like in the physical universe.
Everything here is yours. As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
So what I've noticed from my first playthrough and from looking at YouTube, every playthrough starts on a moon. So this is actually a moon of this other planet, Mizar 3. Mizar 4 is where we're going to be landing. It's a moon, so it's, I guess, pretty small, but also it's a...
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
Yes, I am. Also, it's like, you know, an Earth-style planet. Am I supposed to be doing something? Okay, no, good, let's go on. So it's, you know, lush green fields with trees and water. But what's funny is how shrunken down everything is. Like, this is uh, it's a tiny little miniature planet, right? I mean, you can tell by how curved it is.
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Create miracles. You will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Now try to recycle the space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
So this is interesting. Okay. This is saying in the future, so I guess it's our universe. Whoa. Wait, what? Gradually transfer human consciousness to the virtual universe. The operation of the virtual world requires supercomputing power. Hoping to use its powerful computing power to expand the virtual home. The computing power of the center brain gradually reaches its limit because of the number of consciousness continues to grow. If we want to accommodate more consciousness, we need more energy supply. So this is interesting. It's like humans it's like the Matrix. Humans just sit around and live in a virtual world, and then these robots, like my guy, Icarus, goes out to other star systems to create Dyson spheres and collect more energy to beam back to the center brain to create better, bigger virtual world for the humans.
Yet you have not unlocked the construction menu, which will be done automatically when complete any technology research. Click the technology tree button at the bottom right of the screen to open the technology tree and activate a research.
As a member of Cosmo in the Pioneer Dice program, you will control the mecha of an unknown journey by using the terminal. You need... so that's funny. That's like, I'm a human remotely controlling the mecha, maybe? Developing... It's saying intergalactic industrial empire. Wow. I feel like they have some of the words wrong, because this is like a Chinese game. And it's translated to English, right? So it's like... It's saying you should be developing into a magnificent intergalactic industrial empire. I don't think that's true. I don't think we're going to be traveling from one galaxy to another, because that's what intergalactic means, right? Huh. Okay, Dyson sphere. It's a giant sphere around a star. I don't know why they said imaginary here. I mean, it's theoretical. I wouldn't say it's imaginary, but yeah. Basic operations guide. Okay, I'm gonna skip this because I kind of know this thing. So they wanted me to gather resources to right-click. They wanted me to recycle this, which gives me fuel rods. So right now I have no inventory.
You can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands.
So it gives me some other basic stuff.
You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
Right. Okay. So basically, let me just kind of look around, because it wants me to research some stuff. Electromagnetism, 10.
You can hold down mouse middle button drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
This is basically the technology to get wind turbines, which create electricity. Just gonna cut down a couple more trees and stuff. So the mech has an energy supply, and you can see that at the bar at the bottom. And you have to burn fuel to keep the mecha going, but it actually charges very slowly just from sitting there, so that maybe that's like a solar panel or something.
In the planet view mode, you can hold down the middle mouse button drag, rotate the angle of view,
Ooh,
and hold down the
this.
right mouse button, drag to roll the angle of view,
The
press
N
N key to point to the front to the North Pole.
To point to the front.
In the planet view mode, slide the mouse wheel to enter the star map mode.
So this is star map. That's us. We are a moon rotating around an ice giant. And then the ice giant is orbiting the star, Mizar. And we're the third planet. It's a 3-planet system. We got a lava planet. Oh, cool. And then a arid desert. So that's like a Mars kind of place. And this is like lava. I guess that's like Venus, maybe? Or maybe Mercury? I don't know. And then you can actually see other stars like Ashvaroth. Tons of stars, actually. So I wonder if these are just the 64 stars? I guess so. It looks like a lot, though. So, before I start building, I mean, I want to start building right away, but I kind of want to be aware of what I'm doing, because, I mean, should I try to build where there's not resources? Yeah. I don't think I really have a choice. I mean, eventually I'll get landfill that I can build over the water, but yeah. What's up, Vezrilix? I think I'm just gonna start and then go from there. But I want to be pretty intentional about the science. But I don't want to over-make stuff, but I want to make it so it has room for expansion. Oh, look at this little baby iron mine here. Okay, so yeah, technology, do this. And now I have to build. So you can build pretty much, or you can build most things by hand, but key to the game is to automate a lot. Yeah, it's exactly what I was doing. I actually got to yellow, or orange, and I was just like overwhelmed. I was like, I don't even want to try to fix this mess, so figured I'd start over. Yeah. And I was trying to do the proliferators, which is like a whole nother mess of belts. Alright, so I'm going to put some fuel to burn so I can get some energy back. Spray the spray for more spray per spray. Yeah, I might just not even use them, because it's kind of just like, I don't know. You get more efficiency out of everything, but I want to focus on just organization of the base by itself. So we can't build any buildings. All we can do is build some items. And we can make some magnetic coils with copper and magnets. So we can make 5 of those, but we would need 10 to finish the resource, so... Oh, okay. Oh wait, that was 10. It makes them 2 at a time. So now I'll get windmills and stuff. Build Mining machine. And...
You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation.
No, I haven't.
Pick it up from the inventory,
Oh.
or select it on gathering
Always
of
confuses
construction
me,
menu
'cause
to build it.
I think when you unlock it, it gives you these things. It gives you like one of each. Alright, so... I'm gonna
You
make...
can use the R key to rotate the mining machine for covering more veins. The more veins covered, the faster the ores will be gathered. If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding down the shift key.
Yes, the shift key.
One of your production facilities is not powered.
Is that
You need to keep
so?
it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities in order to maintain its normal works.
So, we need to make some wind turbines, and I think to do that... Oh, then we're gonna be... I think we're gonna need more iron. So I'm gonna have to manually mine some iron. There's one. I know, I was thinking that earlier. I think there is some translation, like some lost in translation stuff. That they could probably polish, but... Alright, so windmills... Milestone!
You have established your first power grid.
It's the first
Not all
milestone.
Power Facilities has its
Oops.
power supply area. Use the Tesla Tower to extend the area of the power grid.
So let's see what the power is. Whoa. Really? So one wind turbine can't even power one... This makes 300... Wait, no. Well, now it's slowing down, but... We make... Yeah. Interesting. I guess I can just grab it. Okay, 420 at the most. That's crazy. So, probably make a lot of these. Oh, maybe so. So you're saying the mispronunciation is part of the lore.
Insufficient required items. You can click the replicator button at the bottom right of the screen to open the panel and manually replicate these items.
Alright, so we got some more power. Generation 1.2 megawatts. I think for now, I'll just kind of do this where I'm grabbing things as I need them. I'll probably want one of them, a miner on copper. Put some wood in my chamber. There we go. Okay, getting copper so we can make a miner. There we go. And then, oh, I guess I could go ahead and research again. Click to view upgrades. Yeah, I know about upgrades. It sounds kind of cool. It's like filtering the sound of me mining. Oh, I can't do red yet. Okay. Okay, belts is going to be good. Furnaces, labs, replicators. It's weird that they give you this so early. Water pump. I guess it's simple technology, but it's not really needed. Wow. Really? Alright, so, I think furnaces first. And then replicators probably second. Okay, where's my miner? Yeah, I guess water is pretty simple. A lot of stone over here. So I'm just gonna connect these with wind turbines instead of using power poles, because I feel like I'm gonna need the power anyway. I do need to make some power poles though. Takes a while to make stuff at the beginning. Yeah, have you, are you aware of any mods? I haven't looked into it, but I played a lot of Factorio and played some of the mods too. Yeah, I don't often do that either. Alright. We got a couple of them at least. So the reason I'm mining all this stuff is because I'm just waiting for my handcrafting of things. Let's see. One there. Okay, cool. Now we got the same grid. The grid is making 2.4 megawatts. We're getting copper and iron. And now we need to handcraft some... What are these things called? Magnetic coils and circuits. So 8 of these, so 4. And then 5 of these, because it's 2 at a time. You can get a lot of stone just from picking up rocks. Yeah, you play by the feel of it. I feel like I've done both ways, because you know, I like math and numbers guy, so I like spending the time thinking about it. I don't normally use spreadsheets or anything. I just try to like think about it. And I learned a lot from watching other YouTube videos of people playing Factorio, and they would talk about ratios and stuff. So it was easy for me to pick up on this game because of that. Alright, so, oh, see, I already screwed up my build. One more of these. That's true, yeah, if you do rocks, you get some titanium, right? Already got some. 59. Okay, so now I can do smelters, so this is a big... Oh, but we still don't have logistics, so let me actually do that first. Because this will give us sorters and conveyor belts, which is pretty huge. Alright, so 10 of these. 4, 5. 10 of these. Yeah, it could get pretty confusing, especially, like, one thing that is kind of annoying is, well, I don't have them yet, but the assemblers are, like, 0.75 speed. So, like, when you're trying to factor something in with assemblers, you have to consider that it's, like, dampened the speed by 0.75. Okay, and done. Nope, and done. Yeah. There's another thing about this game where...
You have received the sorter and the conveyor belt, which can achieve full automation now.
Full automation.
Use the conveyor belt to transport the piled up ores from the mining machine, and the sorter can deliver the ores from the conveyor belt to the smelter for automatic smelting.
Here's the other thing I noticed, right? This game, you're building on a sphere, obviously, so if you're going to make a row of things, like say you want to make like 20 assemblers in a row, I think it's better to do it it's better to do it horizontally than vertically because of the way the grid is laid out. I kind of wish I was oriented toward the north. I guess that's north. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is this. I just want to like... So I don't sit here spending a ton of time... Oh wait, we have to have a belt coming out. And we have boxes. Okay, that's good. We can make boxes. But just, you know, some basic smelting.
You built a storage, which can be
Oh,
used
wait.
to store cargo.
Already
You
screwed
can
up.
manually store or use the sorter to automatically stock the cargo. You built a smelter, which can
He
smelt
built a
basic
smelter.
materials, such as iron ingots and copper ingots automatically, while you want to make the raw materials and products get in and out of it autonomously. You need to use sorters and conveyor belts.
So here's a good example, right? This thing is 0.75.
After selecting the recipe, you
Per
can
second?
use the less than key to copy the recipe, and the greater
So
than
right
key
now,
to paste the next building that needs to set the same
this thing is
recipe.
gonna be... This is the bottle.
You have done
The
building
sorter
the
is the
first power
bottleneck.
transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission
See,
and
this is getting
expand
up
the
to
power
6.
supply area of the power
Eventually,
grid.
there's gonna be too much
Click on
iron
it to
plate in
view the
here,
current
copper
power
plate in
grid
here.
information.
It's gonna slow down this thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point of the game, but like, you know, that's the kind of stuff to stay aware of. Like, in fact, if I get it closer... See, this is the annoying thing about boxes. Like, why would it do this? Too close. Robinox TV is here. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out when I start building big, but... I'll just leave it, even though I'm aware that's not perfect ratios. I'll put in my copper ore. I want to do the same thing on the iron. Hey, Robinox. So this is like, basically Factorio in space. Like, you can build multiple planets and stuff. Yeah, I think we've talked about this game. I don't think it was years ago, maybe months ago. Oh, what is this thing? It's another milestone. So we got 2 milestones so far. Creating electric power and automating things. Let's see if this will work. See that? I hate that. It's so annoying. See, I hate having to like go back and build more power poles. Yeah, maybe 2020. Alright. Iron. Oops. Isn't there like stone bricks too? Smelting facility. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I don't think we have assemblers yet, so let me get that. Keeps telling me to upgrade, but I don't want to do that yet. Alright, so let's use our automation, grab some copper plates, get some iron plates. And he also walks super slow right now, but that's upgradable. Alright, so 10 of these. And 10 of these. See, there's a oil vein right there. Seep. They call them seeps. Oil seep. Alright, we got the assembler. So where's north again? Up there? Oh, how many of those do I have? What am I out of already? Copper? No. Oh, right. Okay, this is interesting. So, what I really want to do is make two things off of here. Two furnaces.
You have a building without recipe set. Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe,
And then
the
two
greater
boxes.
than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
Whoa, what's happening? There we go. Yeah, I need more sorters first. Okay, but we actually want this to be magnets. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. So this is going to go from stone to stone brick. There it is. You can also go to glass. See, really, I want to... really, I need, like, actual automation, like belts going everywhere. Obviously, that's the next step. There we go. Oh wait, that's not gonna work. To do another smelter. Oh, I'm gonna spray everything. Spray this whole planet. So, yeah, you can tell the bottleneck of the sorters. This is kind of loud, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, okay. So I'll just drop coal there. I mean, I'm almost out already. In fact, why don't I go ahead and just do this? So, make a miner and belt it over there. I wonder what our power is. It's like okay, but probably gonna be needing more soon. That's true. Yeah, I could do 2 sorters on each of them to just make sure it is not the bottleneck, but oh, whoops. Wish I could destroy this without destroying... Well, no, that's fine. Okay. Gotta make some belts. Don't actually want to do very much of this yet. Okay, but I'll do this one. Ugh, see, I don't even have enough. Not making gears anywhere either. Okay, now we're probably going to be close to needing more power. So we got a little miniature factory going on. So I'm gonna use boxes to create some things. Maybe just conveyor belts. And to do that, we'll need 1 to make the gears and 1 to make the belts. And then do something similar with sorters. That's 4 assemblers total. So let me go over here a little bit. Clear a little area. We're gonna need some boxes too. Get some stone brick over here. Alright. So this guy is gonna make belts. We're gonna put them in a box. Now belts need stone and gears, so you can do little tricks where you can do like off-center like this. That's what I used to do in Factorio. Oh, I think my Google Home is going off. And we need one more here. It's kind of funny seeing it at an angle like that. Oh, foundations. Yes. Yeah. Hitting foundations. That's true, because like you don't have to worry about the water and stuff. Okay. Yeah, see, you can tell how these circles are turning yellow. That means we're low on power generation, so I'm gonna go here and make some of these. Just keep planting them. We're like 80%. We want to get that to 100. Oh, it's building it into the... I might even like destroy a lot of stuff just to make it a cleaner factory. Too close to another wind turbine. Okay. I feel like once I get some belts automated, I'm gonna remove all these boxes and stuff and just kind of do a belt factory. This is made to make gears. And then I'll just throw iron in here. That's basically it, right? Now this is actually, let's see what this is. It's 2 iron to 1. I wonder if I can do... Yeah, doesn't quite work, does it? Okay, I know that doesn't really matter, but... Let's see if this will work. Like that. So now the gears are slowing it down, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll mess with that stuff later. Let's get some more iron in there. And got some glass going. It's just good to have things going like this, you know? Actually, that's kind of where I stopped. My last game was during getting the logistics drones. And it was, like, cool, but I was just like, alright, whoa. Alright, so now that we have some things going, let's look at technology again. I might actually do some upgrades next. I don't have... Yeah, let me do upgrades. Any upgrades that don't involve cubes? Maybe not. Oh, this one. That's actually super easy. Let me start thinking about where I'm gonna go. Like, so you can belt over water, but you can't build over water. This is kind of open area. Okay, wait. Let me hit in. North. Mecha core level. I'm intentionally pausing on technology. Well, let me look for a second. Oh, we can get more stuff. Or maybe we can't. Could do blueprints. Could do flight. I want to just kind of make an automatic belt system first. I didn't really do solar panels in my last one. I kind of jumped straight to solar sails. Alright, so... Okay, I'm just going to keep the belts going. And then adjust where needed. Let me actually cap some of these. At like 4. Really want to cap that one. Alright, we need to make a goal for ourselves. Let's say the goal is to create 6 iron plates a second. Right, so that is... I've heard about this thing. Oh, horizontal axis? No, I haven't heard of that. I've heard of like a reverse spin. So this is spinning, you know, normally, meaning sun rises in the east. Wait, is that right? Yeah. I'm assuming I'm orbiting. Depends on which way we're orbiting. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go up this way with the belts. really, it's just gonna go straight into smelters, so I need to make 6 of these guys. Cut down some trees. Actually, a good way to do it would be get the belts lined up. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna redo this because I just got done saying how I want to go horizontally. So I'm gonna stick to it. I like to keep that oil at least somewhat uncovered because I might want to use it. Oh, we need a lot of these guys. 5 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, yeah, that's enough for now. I actually don't. I don't know if I need. I mean, I said I was gonna make 6 per second. I need 6 per second? I actually don't know. I mean, I'm sure eventually I'll need at least 6 per second, but... Do I also need 6 magnets per second? Because this thing right now is not creating 6 per second. That would be 360 a minute. Wow. I'm gonna destroy these. Yeah. I mean, I think I will need them eventually. And the magnets are also 1-to-1. Oh, but this is interesting. They take 1.5 seconds. So 6 times 1.5 is 9. So you'd need 9 smelters to get one of those a minute. Hmm. Three. Make 3 of them. 3 would be like 2 per second. Yeah, all those motor stuff takes a lot. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna make enough miners. This is where it gets tricky because I wanna calculate it all out, you know. I wanna make enough miners to have 720 output per minute, which would need 2 different belts because I don't have the good belts yet. I also don't like putting 2 on 1 ore. I guess it doesn't matter, but it does tell you down there how much, so that's kind of nice. 210. But see, it doesn't... I wish it would keep telling you. I mean, I guess it does, but... 120. This is where the math gets hard. 120 plus 210, 330. Right, yeah. Once I think it can, yeah. You could do like 2 belts in, 2 belts out. 210. Alright, 210 plus 180. 390. 495, 10. I mean, really, I can do... I'd have to go somewhere else and get more. But if we were going to build this up, let's see, this is 180 plus 120. That can be combined safely. Oh, I don't think I have splitters yet. Nope. Well, that's a big deal. I guess for now, I'll just do this, and then eventually I'll know that I want to balance them. See, I hate having to, like, dodge around the resources and stuff. I think what I'm going to do is... Yeah. I'll do the switcheroo. Okay, I'm gonna try something. If I research, I think it's an upgrade. Mass construction. Gotta make circuits for that. It's kind of a lot of circuits. That should be 100, I think. Basically, I want to try copying this and moving it somewhere else. Ugh. Oh, okay. Doesn't seem too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe one more of these. 2, 3. Divided by 3.5. Yeah. I'm just gonna do 3 to magnets for now. I don't remember if you need raw iron ore for stuff. I mean, you probably do. You need everything for everything. So maybe I want to go the other way. This. I'm so low on energy. I think because of the crafting. Oh, this is very funneled by the output. Alright, we're about to try the blueprint thing. And here we go. So, Control C. Use now. Actually put it down here. And then we destroy it. Wonder if did it get the power ball? Yeah, it did. Well, lack of item. That's cool. Wait, what? Oh, it's already connected. Nice. Wait a minute. Why didn't that work? Oh. Wait. No. What? That totally didn't work. Maybe, I think I missed it when I hit Control C. I don't think I got it all. Okay, well, this is just something like this. Copy, copy, copy. Okay, now we got some belts of things. Okay, so now I think I'm wondering if I should make gears on a belt and like pump it around the factory, or just make them whenever I need them. You also get a lot of organic crystals from doing this. I know, I like kind of making things at their own site, because then you can control like how much more you need and stuff. Let's see, this is already... This is just 6 per second iron. Hmm. One to one. Yeah. I'm just gonna spread out all over this planet. Maybe I'll do 3. See, I can't even split things yet. So if I just take this over... See what I can research. Yeah, I gotta do blue cubes. I don't know why I'm waiting on that. Something like this. We need to add copper and do magnetic coils, and then we need to do circuits, and then I kind of like what I'm doing, because it's like starting with automation, and then eventually the science will be easy because I'll have everything. I just don't want to like end up having to melt under and over everything, but I guess that's kind of inevitable. I think some people do. I think some people just like belt things around elevated. Oops. Right, like you can just bring it up 2 levels, for example. What if I just did that? I kind of hate that, because I don't like that they just float. I'm trying to go for aesthetics this playthrough. Yeah, I could just space them out a little more, because that'll help put splitters and stuff. You like that? Well, I don't want to do a lot of like rebuilding necessarily, but okay, cool. That's pretty good. Let's get the copper over here. I'm pretty sure you don't need copper for anything other than copper plates, so I could just... Well, this is a pretty sad copper mine. There's more over there. Here. Could do like 2 miners here and then... Yep, no. There's a lot of plates in there. So this might not even have the foundation. Why? Okay. How's our power? Pretty good, actually, but a lot of stuff's probably not even turned on. Hey, new follower. Nice. Yeah, I don't really stream very often, but, you know, I'm gonna try to keep doing one of these couple a week or something. Usually I like to stop after an hour, but I'm gonna go a little bit longer. Okay, and I'll do the six smelters here. I can do this kind of thing. Drop them. Drop them all. How am I getting soil pile? I guess I'm building on hills. Some more of these, I think. That's 3. Whoa. What happened? Oh, I have too much stuff. Pick up litter. There we go. Away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. has the power almost at capacity. Yeah, my mech is getting low on energy. Fuel chamber. Wait a minute. Fuel generation, 720 kilowatts. Is that the speed at which it recharges?
When putting a conveyor belt, all you need to do is determine the starting point and the end point of it. In addition, use the up arrow key to lift up one level,
And the
use the down
to
arrow
lower.
key to drop down one level after the conveyor belt is
Keypad
lifted.
0.
Press keypad 0 to reset the construction height of the conveyor belt to the ground. If you don't want the conveyor belt to be attached to the building, you can try holding down the shift key.
What? If you don't want the conveyor belt to be attached to the building. What building? Some iron plates out of there. Okay. Yeah, I guess like for miners and stuff. Okay, let's at least research the blue science. So these are two things that we're not making right now, but we need to be. Alright, so these are right here, so we can... This has no output. No. Tempted to, like, scrunch things together, but... One this way. How about we go this way a little bit and then come down here for the crafting. Silicon. This is 2 and 1. Okay, good. So if something has 2 of one item and 1 of another, then you want the one that requires more to be on the inner belt because it'll insert faster. So with splitters, I could split off these two from the main area, but without splitters, I can just snake around. which is always kind of fun. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Okay, let's see. If this was actually working efficiently, it'd be 2 every 45 seconds. Wait, really? No. See, this is where it gets weird, because the assemblers are 75% efficient, so... It's really... 2 per second. 2 divided by 3... 8/3 a second. So if I had 3 of those, it'd be 8 per second. No. No, that doesn't make sense. Two per second. Oh, okay. 1.5 per second. So if I had 2 of them, it'd be 3 per second. Okay, circuits. Two to 1. 2 in 1 on... Okay, so now this isn't a good example of probably wanting to go up. Seems so ridiculous. Wait a minute. Shift key basically for conveyors distilling snapping. For me, it's mostly for building over other belts. Also, I construct so slowly. Oh, let me eat up some of these guys. There we go. So I'm just going to go all the way down until I have room to actually build. And then I'm just gonna start small. Oh, he's like glitching out. It's kind of hilarious that I'm doing all this without splitters or anything. Build this stone. Running out of energy. Yeah, I'm like, I'm very low. I'm basically out of energy. Dum, 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 dum. All right, so we have everything we need for blue science. Okay. I have no idea if this is gonna make sense. It's basically like the main bus strategy, which I guess is okay, but I don't know if I want to be stuck to that. So I also want to get some things. Okay, so we got blue, or we're gonna get blue science. Also want to do like just a bunch of automated crafting of things that I need, like belts. I mean, we have belts automated over there, but I want it on the line, you know. I think I can do this. Yeah, just keep going with this, and then I can always add another line of iron if I need it, stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to stop it there because that's almost like an hour and a half, but next session I'm going to make blue science, automate the researching, and then maybe set up some other things. It's kind of cool though, right? You got belts, or you got magnets, electromagnets. What are those called? Coils? Magnetic coil. Magnets, magnetic coil, gears, circuits, iron, copper. Alright. Cool. Alright, so maybe I'll play for like an hour tomorrow, possibly. Until next time.